Hi everybody, welcome back to Armour 40,000 Rogue Trader. We've just done the electrodynamic synobium, Kael Aurora, the prophetess, and come back to the ship. We let the Heinrix, the Inquisitor, aid take the dagger that was chucked into the control box computer. Smooth light surface object button. That's obviously got to do something later on. Because if it's anything like that blade we had from Conrad, we don't want it here. I did look at toy box here, and you can do all this stuff. You can just have extra experience and all that kind of thing. But I was looking to see any way to fix their like Adira. I don't change the experience or anything like that. I don't make it stupidly easy. Change the convictions. I don't find it anywhere. Get any conviction here somewhere. There's a massive list. This is just not in the party at the moment. And it is. And this is just straight abilities. Might be in here somewhere. Convictions. It's just like model stuff and computer programming stuff. Yeah, it's like creating a 3D model and stuff. I've got no idea where to get the convictions and stuff. But whilst there, I did see blueprints of all the items in the game. Yeah, not much use. So, we'll leave it all. Loot stuff. It's in my chest. Right next to it. Which is, I don't know, something to do with the triggers inside the game. Yeah, I can't see any way of doing it. But what I did notice was reputation. You can change the movement speed up a bit. I can't find any way of doing it. I don't want to fuck it up. But what I did see was the next patch is coming out. This is known. It's a known thing. And hopefully it gets patched. Apparently the only one that's working is Argenta. Emperor's favourite, of course. Now the next patch, which is in a few days. Don't know. A few days from now. By the time you see this, it should be 16th or 17th. No, that's now 18th, 19th. So a couple of days. I could wait a couple of days. Like the game. I'm going to be playing the game. I'm just going to put up with it. I mean, this is only like chapter 1 stuff, I guess. So, talk to Pasqal, have a quick chat with people before going back down.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Pasqal, shrouded in his crimson robes, greets you with a soft voice synthesized by the Vox system. Mechadendrites growing out of the tech priest's back, swiveling in your direction, as if examining you with curiosity. Can I cough again? I just had a cup of tea as well. Oh, no. Okay. Want to know the truth about you.
The request is approved. I did conceal certain information. I was a student of Archmagus Amanat, but I committed an act of betrayal after he deviated from sacred dogma.
Mechadendrites call around the tech priest's chest and shoulders if trying to protect him. What was that? There was a lot of like unwritten, unsaid things between you and the guy who was crucified.
He fell into schism and challenged the sacred boundaries of knowledge. The blessed Amanat claimed the limits of what is permitted must be expanded, because by refusing to explore certain law, we find ourselves in contempt of the seventh universal law. Comprehension is the key to all things.
Yeah. That's not the first step to chaos, that's the second or third step to chaos. Especially for Zinj. Or the Keeper of Secrets, Slaanesh. They'll get magic users and tech people like that.
My mentor put forth a thesis claiming that we have stagnated, that ritual is now nothing but a cage for souls and forced worship of the Omnissiah. He sought to break the cycle of mindless repetition because he saw the inevitable demise of our faith and all humanity at the end of it.
Again, the ritual was nothing but a cage and false worship. A lot of the chaos worshippers, as well as the adherents to the throne and the Omnissiah, sound very similar to each other. Certain aspects of the Imperium have indeed ossified. The argument sounds reasonable.
This statement is false. My mentor's words sound like heresy. Limits were established because it is dangerous to venture beyond. Each step past them could lead to a bloody slaughter, but the blessed Amanat was not afraid.
How did you betray Amanat?
The teachings of the blessed Amanat spread, and word of it reached the conclave of the Cognizance fleet. They recognized his teachings as tech heresy. Many tech priests suddenly vanished or were subjected to serve penance for minor transgressions. The students of Amanat, whose number included many enlightened and respected brothers, resisted. My prognosis showed that our most likely future was a schism and a fratricidal war that would destroy the Cognizance fleet. That was when I headed to the Conclave.
Did you take it on your own? You will to do that?
I confessed and handed the information about my mentor's research over to the Conclave. Brazen, anathematic studies of the Forbidden Law. The Conclave could use that data to summon Archmagus Amanat to stand trial and compel him to repent on pain of excommunicate Traitoris. His subsequent fate is unknown to me.
So you betrayed your mentor?
This statement is true. However, I took this step out of loyalty to my mentor. He rejected caution and was leading us to a blasphemous war where he would become the first and most important victim. I did not want to witness his destruction and tried to force him to submit. I wanted to return to my mentor and share his fate, but the Conclave found me repentant and sent me to the station Alter Templum Calixis EXT-17, where I was to atone for my previous transgressions.
Right, as a loyal son. Imperium should.
I pray that the Omnissiah grants us wisdom to overcome the dialectic differences that divide us.
The Vox system emits a painful crunch like the sound of snapping bone. Why did you go to Rykad Minoris?
I was summoned there by a message that was encrypted with the Blessed Amanat's personal code, and could it be interpreted in several ways. One thing was certain: we were in danger, and I had to go to Rykad Minoris.
Tech priest named Abel, or Abel. Was he with a K? Who is he?
Assessing his personality is difficult. The spirit of Brother Abel is different from that of most people. Tech comrades of the Cog call such persons quiet ones. He possesses significant intellect, but shuns communication.
That like me?
So far, I have not been able to determine why Abel summoned me to Rykad Minoris, how he is related to the Blessed Amanat, or why he bears the same name as me. Perhaps Reverend Abel may not be fully able to actualize and interpret the available data.
What are you going to do next?
I was wrong when I assumed it was the Blessed Archmagus Amanat who assumed the guise of Abel Haneman. But there is a connection between him and the Reverend Abel, and I intend to uncover the nature of this link.
I have no more questions.
Acknowledged. I will return to ruminating on the search for the Blessed Amanat.
Tell me about your past.
The request is approved. I have no outright restrictions on disclosing this information.
Behind the tech police shoulders, the mechadendrites spread out like wings. Where are you from?
Information about my origins is worthless. I belong to the priesthood of explorators and came to the Koronus Expanse over 200 years ago. Any events preceding that moment are insignificant.
How did you end up in the Koronus Expanse?
I was honored to become a member of the Explorator Cognizance Fleet. When the Adeptus Mechanicus summoned the faithful for an exploratory venture into the depths of the Koronus Expanse, I joined the fleet in fulfillment of my sacred vows of comprehension.
Why are you not with the fleet then? Because you got sent to the outpost.
After I betrayed Archmagus Amanat, the fleet conclave directed me to the orbital station, Alter Templum Calixis EXT-17, for penance. This venerable temple station was founded in the the early years of our expansion into the Koronus Expanse. It is currently a rear observation post of the Cognizance fleet in orbit around the star Furibundus.
Furibundus? I thought Furibundus.
The sacred fraternity of explorers. The cult Mechanica sends us out to the frontiers of the known sectors as researchers and conquerors. We are the warriors of the code, who return to the lost worlds and devote themselves to recovering the lost ancient knowledge. Explorators are granted the privilege of being more independent than many of our tech comrades. However, it has earned us a reputation as unstable and poorly controlled troublemakers whose unorthodox views are dangerously close to apostasy.
I guess it's a bit like a rogue trader. You have to think of your own 2 feet. As well as taking guidance from whoever you believe in. Tell me about your mechadendrites.
They are my younger brothers and guides on the way to the Omnissiah. Their machine spirits are directly bound to my neocortex and pick up impulses from my subconscious. Sometimes they act ahead of my thoughts. This is how the Omnissiah leads me to comprehension.
The voice coming from the Vox synth changes becomes strangely softer, looming with low, warm undertones. Stop.
Acknowledged.
Tell me about the Adeptus Mechanicus.
I am honored to belong to the priesthood of Mars, guided by its tenets. We safeguard technology against the impure and the unenlightened.
I know lots of this anyway, but I'll just go through it. Why do you mention Mars?
That is where the cult of the Omnissiah originated, and where we were granted the first revelations. Many millennia ago, we made an alliance with the Emperor of Terra, and have served the Imperium ever since, paying a tribute to machinery, weapons, and voidships. Everything that bears the blessed seal of machinery comes from our hands, and it is we who make sure the operating rituals are performed as they were meant to. We are everywhere. We are the Mars-forged steel bars that give the Imperium strength.
What do you mean you guard it? It's not buried treasure. It's not a secret.
It is both a treasure and a secret. Technology is how the divinity of the Omnissiah manifests itself in this world. This is why the uninitiated may only be allowed to touch the most vulgar and mundane of its instances. We, on the other hand, are authorized to use the sacred catechism of maintenance and operation. Although there is another reason to deny lay people the sacrament of knowledge, it can be dangerous. Twisted by renegades, the Omnissiah's wisdom is called heretic, and the exposure to it may corrupt the uninitiated. Another danger is knowledge strangely interpreted and inscrutably twisted by the minds of the xenos. This vein is called xenotech.
I see. Xenotech, heretic, so very dangerous.
This statement is true.
Do you hold a high position in your fraternity?
This electu indicates that I am a Magos, who has mastered the sacraments of many spheres of knowledge, and has the right to conduct services in a forged cathedral.
Pasqal exposes his wrist. The glowing green threads of an electric tattoo run onto the pale skin that has long forgotten the taste of sunlight. What is the Omnissiah in your understanding?
He is the divine mechanism, the maker of technology. The universe was made to resemble a mechanical marvel because the Omnissiah rules rules over it. Knowledge is the highest form that he uses to manifest in the world. For now. Someday, he will come to this world in the absolute fullness of his splendor. The Adeptus Mechanicus worship the Emperor. He is the earthly manifestation of the Omnissiah, who brought humanity into the light of divine grace.
What's behind the Adeptus Mechanicus' enthusiasm for replacing flesh with augmentations?
Organic tissue is an imperfect replica of the machine. Transient and vulnerable. Metal is more stable, more effective, and more durable. Flesh speak is flawed next to biheric language. Meat begets weakness. It softens the mind and undermines discipline. But you can replace metal when it wears down. In addition, a machine is a supreme form of knowledge, and by assuming mechanical form, we become closer to the Omnissiah. However, like all things sacred, our augmentations must not be defiled by the eyes of the ignorant. Which is why we reveal only the crudest of tools, while holier mechanisms remain concealed beneath our crimson robes.
That's just kinky. Just to see augmentations. Long disfiguration of the human sacred shape. An interesting superstition.
Not a superstition, a gracious truth.
You have a strange way of speaking. Is that because the augmentation or does your face dictates how you should express yourself?
Partially true. I have a voice modulator implanted alongside the respiratory purification module, but there is an additional reason. Gothic is not my first language. I am used to thinking and making statements in lingua technis. The binaric language is more informative, more ergonomic, and less prone to misinterpretation.
A collection of dialects used by Adeptus Mechanicus and its tech priests can be used as a spoken language with audio bursts and with a machine code with electrical signals. No more questions.
Acknowledged.
Let's take my leave.
May your labors be effective and fruitful.
Thank you. Informative, I'm sure, for some people. Let me talk to a dealer.
Of course. All
Nothing new. Ballard.
Lord Captain.
Nope.
Lord Captain.
Heinrix. And nothing about you, Heinrix. Can you tell me a little about yourself?
I'm usually the one interested in the pasts of those around me, not the reverse. I come from a night world, Guizorn 3. I belong to a branch of one of the noble houses until my exceptional abilities were discovered. After that, I was sent on a black ship to Holy Terra, where I was trained and I began my service for the glory of the Imperium.
A night world. Feudal worlds are home to ancient noble dynasties trained to pilot legends of war called Imperial Knights. They're kind of like dreadnoughts, or what's the smaller ones called? Oh, they're the small ones. What's the big ones called? Big ones are Titans, small ones are dreadnoughts. Remember your home planet.
I do, but I have no ties to my homeworld now. None except my first name. I left Guizorn 3 when I was still a child. My family disowned me, stripping me of my family name. I was given a new one by those who trained me. Even for a noble, being branded a Psyker is a mark of eternal shame. I experienced that firsthand before I was put on the black ship.
How did you discover your abilities?
Like many Psykers unaware of their curse, I found out when a strong emotional reaction triggered an involuntary response. My great-aunt had a pet grink. One day, it bit me, and I boiled it from inside out. And when my great-aunt slapped me for what I'd done, I boiled her too.
Well, that would be a 5, 6, 7-year-old's reaction. Sorcerer's powers are truly dangerous. I hope you have mastered your abilities since then.
When I arrived on Holy Terra and was tested, I was found to be suitable material for becoming a sanctioned Psyker, able to bend his curse to his own will. I can assure you that the adepts of the Astra Telepathica were right in their assessment.
Tell me about the Black Ship.
Picture a vast prison ship, filled with frightened, angry Psykers who can't control their abilities and who have just lost their homes and their families. Some of them were children and adolescents like I was. Some were monstrous creatures who no longer had the right to be called human, or psychopaths who reveled in their impure powers. Once, when one of the miscreants broke free, those in command simply depressurized the bay and got rid of the culprit, along with the prisoners and crew tainted by him. But even after that, I heard the echo of inhuman suffering and terror that filled that part of the ship. It grieves me to recall that episode to this day.
You were sent to the Inquisition straight after training.
No. First, I was accorded the status of a Psyker fit for service in the Imperial Guard, where I then spent several years. It was only afterward that I became an agent of the Golden Throne.
Stops there, clearly not intending to elaborate any further. Okay, something else? How long have you served in the Inquisition?
Since the day of my initiation as an acolyte. So, decades. How many real years it's been, it's hard to say. When I return from a journey through the warp, I often discover that much more or much less time has passed in real space.
You visited many worlds during your service, I'll wager.
Indeed. I have visited many of the places brought to the Emperor's light, and those sullied by the filth of the archenemy. In truth, even after all these years spent visiting the various corners of the Imperium and looking beyond its borders, I still consider the Segmentum Solar to be the greatest of all humanity's bastions. Nothing compares to the majesty of Holy Terra, the might of Mars, the grandeur of the Segment's other worlds.
What duties have you been carrying out for the Inquisitor? I don't think you'll answer that.
You can't really be expecting me to answer that question, can you?
Interrogator returns your look and smiles. Thanks to the expression in his ice-cold eyes, it was rather unnerving. Let's change the subject.
Gladly.
You're not the only Inquisitor's acolyte, are you?
Of course not. The Lord Inquisitor's entourage comprises dozens of people. The best of the best. Experts in various fields and disciplines. Some of them I know personally. Others I've never met. To be honest, I'm not even certain that the people I know are still alive. I used to work with other acolytes of the Lord Inquisitor, but in the Koronus Expanse, I have been working alone.
Well, you might not know.
Such as?
What can you do as a Psyker?
The Lord Inquisitor was most insistent that I master the discipline of Santic Demonology. I use my faith and my power to crush the enemies of the Imperium. Servants of Chaos tremble at the sound of the Emperor's name, uttered by my lips. I am also a skilled biomancer. I can manipulate bodily processes. Sometimes I resort to those skills in the course of my work, when it is necessary to make the subject of an interrogation more cooperative.
I must take my leave. Slightly inclines his head in response. Hey. Let's go down. Look through.
Greetings.
Nothing new from Scaly Argenta. How about Scaly Cassia?
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations. I have enjoyed your company. Thank you for the conversation.
Hey. That's half an hour, buddy, and not even got down to the bloody planet yet. Okay, what about question mark there? And there. Already been there though. That Voidship wasn't there when I was there. Anyway, let's go back to here. Tell you what, I think that might be the end of this chapter. Let's have a quick bounce around the system. That's nothing. Probably do that a little bit, but I don't know who else will have good things to trade. Yeah, I've been there. Unidentified Voidship. August notes a large object among the lifeless rocks covering the planet. Voidship, whose signature and origin are not impossible to identify from orbit. It's resting on the edge of a deep ravine. The hull of the unidentified vessel is severely damaged. Rocks around it shattered by the force of a gigantic machine. Crash landing. The August haven't detected any vital signs aboard or near the vessels. Send a squad to the planet to explore the Voidship. 175 experience, fucking hell. I've leveled again. Lad party reports via Vox as soon as they touch down. The colossal void ship before them is covered with spikes. It resembles a morbid beast sculpted from darkness itself. Menacingly hanging over the ravine, an experienced veteran accurately determines the origin of the unholy vessel. It belongs to the xenos race called Drukhari. Ready to collapse at any moment, the void ship emits a long, woeful creak as it prompts to drag along into the abyss below anyone who dares to disturb its slumber. Abelard suggests finding out what the xenos are doing in the system. More people to the planet. Adira tells the Lord Captain that voices in her head are screaming repenting the word harbinger, darkness and death. Call the people from the vessel. Argenta says good things a dead one. Crash that. Ugh. As you right. Could miss out on some great loot though. Oh, this is a tough one. I Google it. Google. Rykad Minoris. Voidship. Get some experience. Okay, so get some Drukhari stuff. A couple of ways of getting it. Through Abilard's, which ability. Fourth one. Experience and the items. The agility. I'll do that one then. Monstrous contraptions designed to mince and rip apart and incinerate their victims took the soldiers by surprise but were neutralized before the squad suffered significant losses. Soldiers found several curious pieces of xenotech on the sinister Voidship, but no data could shed light on where it came to the Rykad system. Missing splinter cannon. Wow. Can't do anything here. No. Gone. So, yes, we leveled up from that. No one can use that, can they? Where's that splinter? Auto. Oh, that's a cargo. Alter. Modified volta. 7 to 12, 9 to 14. What's modified volta? Extra rate of fire. That's it. That's one extra shot. That's damage. What's it called? This. Fire 7. 35 to 42. That's quite narrow. It's toxic as well. His strength of 60 must be a heavy weapon. Yeah. Has a lot. Ammo. Yeah, it's a heavy weapon. Costs a lot more to do anything with it. I keep it. Maybe Argenta can use it. Oh, that's just... Cargo. Else, it's just crap that should be added to cargo. Don't think I'll be using that. Or that. Just... Did I have some heavy? So, Abelard can use heavy armor now. Oh, his dodge goes right down. So he's on 36.48. Where's this? Big work. 8% less of that. Only 10%. Oh, I don't know. Don't know. This is actually better than chainmail. that's just worse. These are like okay, so it's a bit more. 21 of these. Let's go. Why would I use that and not that? Yeah, there'd be no reason ever to use these stubborn guns. Lines. That Sargenta's special one. It's shit. It really is. But it's hers. Can't see myself getting rid of it. Anyway, enough of that. So, back to here. Oh, I can level up as well, can't I? Let's level up first. Level 15. Yeah. I think for everybody it needs to be exactly the same, won't it? It'd be the special thing they have. Yeah. Extra damage means the voice command. Everyone's going to be the same. This monster attack to 50. Heinrix has 3 taunt. Yeah, just parry and deflection. End of the round. Probably have the same, I guess, unless you've already got it. Already got that. So you would have number 2. End of combat. You can extra movement for each kill. End of combat. That is good. That was just for the turn. Hey. For you. And the turn, each of the area attacks do additional damage to the number of attacks. Again, it's for burst or melee. Find your level 1 because me. You already have 4, don't you? I've got to remember you can pass it on. Oh, where's the dealer? Dealer, you are with dismantling what? Or 3? Only at all. But here. Which one do you have here? I got 2. Right. Oh, grade 2 it says there. I can lose my mind then. I think that one's better. Do. That reduces the weapon skill, blister skill, and this dodge and armor. Yeah, that's everybody. I didn't save. I saved it just before. Okay, so save. Enough faffing around. How long have I recorded now? Nope. Back here. Too fun. 2 minutes. 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 Make a buffer, debuffer. Make a DPS, not bad DPS, buffer deep. I'm expecting a big fight here. That's just the last thing to do with this system. I've already looked at that. Yeah. Greetings again, your ladyship. Governor Medina offers Heinrix a somewhat strained smile. Master Van Galax, it pleases me to see you in good health. I hope that you accomplished what you intended to. Electrodynamic scenario. Interrogator nods without saying a word. After an uncomfortable long pause, Melinda clears his throat and quickly turns to you. Can I express how grateful I am for your help? Now that the insidious heretic's desires have been thwarted, nothing stands in the way of my plans or yours. With the war dead, the spirit of revolt is reigning. Entire squads of rebels are surrendering. We are witnessing the final days of the uprising. I have already assigned the order to allocate 2,000 first-class Voidfares to you. The transfer to the ship should begin any minute now. Off effect and nice. I'd also like to salute the saviour of Rykad Minoris, and I already have a few festive celebration to be held in your honour. Celebrate your victory with ancient custom, the Triumph. We drive through the city streets, accompanied by a guard of honour, as befits a heroine who has vanquished the Imperium's enemies, where your trophies will be displayed to the jubilant crowds. Let me know once you've concluded your business in the system and are ready for the Triumph to begin. Governor Medina is positively ablaze with enthusiasm. I'm ready. Excellent. We'll see each other at the square, then. May the light of the throne be with you. Anything new? Are you open to cooperation? Haphazard and careless decisions on the part of the Rykad Minoris governor have led to unacceptable consequences. Communication with the Adeptus Mechanicus has been lost. Troops must have been sent. The hallowed electrodynamic assembly without delay. Some basic electric priests are assuming the sector from that. Yes, I've done that. I observe that this rules authorities like diligence to the performance of their duties. Aims is true. What will I get in return? Awareness of the fact that Rotate did not stand aside has influenced the future most, however, including the possible rescue of most of them. There's no more. I'll discuss it a little bit more. Highlight a solution for the future of local authorities. I don't know what that was about. Hey. Stabilizing braces. Modified lasgun. The rate of fire has gone up. Termite stormtrooper purpose is heavy. Only one person can wear that. Okay, so the modified lasgun, which anybody will want. 5 to 12 damage. Oh, I've got the biomass stuff. Do I want that? Got this. Yeah. One of those. This Siphon Life is nothing, I remember. 1 plus Siren is 1. That's power level is 6. 6 times 2, that's 12 damage and healing. One creature. And in the heroic version, 12. Let's do 24. the Psyker himself. So it does 24 damage and heals everybody for 12. That's better. It was only once. This is a self heal. That's not that great. Yeah, this modified last is what are you using that? You might use this. Plus one deflection against human enemies. This is definitely better than the heavy armor, heavy leather. Incoming damage on average of 41% on that, and 36 there, and 31 on the flak armor. I'm looking at the at the bottom here, which does the armor calculation and the dodge calculation and everything against the average enemy attacks. So, okay, you won't be dodging much. Still 1 in 3. Minus whatever weapon they're using. They're using a lot of las, aren't they? It takes 30 off anyway. I'm not actually losing that much. I'm gonna have like 2% chance. Whereas who's the highest dodge? It's you. 25, you'll have like 60. Okay. Right. Go. Go, motherfuckers. So. I might go and put the heating on. It's fucking freezing. Yeah, I'll go and do that. Hopefully that will come through soon. We're about to get ambushed again. We always do in this kind of thing. It starts off like this. How long have I been? 54 minutes, so I'll stop it here. Because this looks like it could be another bloody ambush. And I'll carry on with the next episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. A lot of talking in this one, a lot of faffing around with toy box at the beginning and whatever. Well, thanks for putting up with it. See you all in the next episode, which will be episode number 20. I might finish at 1. Imagine that, eh? 25 hours in. Act 1. Maybe 30 hours in. Anyway, thanks for watching. I shall see you all in the next episode. Bye, y'all.